So here's the real reason why all these racist ass white men want to take us back to before 1865, because that's where they really want to go with this. So here's the thing. Back in 1865, rich white men could just essay black women all they wanted to. And that's what this is all about. White men have never been able to handle rejection. Ever. And they want to go back to a time where they didn't have to deal with it. Where they could just, if they got turned down, they could go back out into the field, grab someone from one of the houses, and have their way with them without consequences. That's what they truly want. So here's the real reason why all these racist ass white men want to take us back to before 1865, because that's where they really want to go with this. So here's the thing. Back in 1865, rich white men could just essay black women all they wanted to. And that's what this is all about. White men have never been able to handle rejection. Ever. And they want to go back to a time where they didn't have to deal with it. Where they could just, if they got turned down, they could go back out into the field, grab someone from one of the houses, and have their way with them without consequences. That's what they truly want.
Watch this video. I am not here to recount all of the details of the Nolan Xavier Wells situation. You can find that everywhere on the internet. I am here for one reason. I need us as white people to talk about this. I need us to talk about what is going on here. All of these individuals witnessed this. The altercation that occurred between a black boy and a white boy the moments before the black boy's life was ended. With this video, we know now that he is saying, "Give me my fucking phone." Which means that these people, maybe not all of them, but a large majority of these people who were staring while this was taking place heard that. So I want to know what else they heard. I want to know what else they heard, and I want to know why they're not speaking out. Well, let's just state the obvious. We know why, right? Don't we all know? Regardless of your skin color right now, don't we know why? Because they are white. Let me tell you a story. I was a full-time photographer at Bella Baby here in Nashville, Tennessee. Every photographer in the group was white on staff. I was friends with them. They were our family photographers. I went to kids' birthday parties with them. We were all white. They hired a black woman. She was older than us. She was more educated than us. She had a better attitude than us. She was less experienced with photography, but worked for the governor of Tennessee. She had more degrees, outshined us in almost every area. She was treated like shit. She came to me, she expressed her experiences, shared them with me, said she was thinking about going to the company. And I said, "I've witnessed this myself, and it's uncomfortable, and I don't like it either. I've got your back." So we both emailed. The company surprisingly did the right thing. Thank you, Bella Baby. I really appreciate that you did the right thing. However, those friends never spoke to me again. Why? Because I'm a white woman, and it's an unspoken law that we're supposed to have each other's backs, no matter what. Kind of like the boys in blue. Am I right? I need us to dismantle this.
Trillions?
Yes, trillions in ancient trust belong to black people. It is a whitewashed narrative to disinherit the true heirs of the empire.
Your Highness, are you saying the original nobles were black people?
The real nobility, the original European royalty, were Moors. They've hidden this history to maintain control over trillions of dollars. These Moors were present on both sides of the Atlantic, ruling from old America to the courts of Europe.
The Moors were all over the fucking world, ruling from Tartary to the Americas, not just from North Africa. Then we came along as Mamelukes and Castratas and fucked it all up by burying the truth of the Asiatic.
If you look at the coats of arms within these very walls, you see the truth they've tried to repaint. The original European royalty were Moors.
The Moors were doing so much fucking in Europe, trying to help us to get rid of our animal gene. They were trying to civilize the wild white men by grafting their divine blood into the recessive DNA.
But the names George, Charles, Charlotte, surely these aren't Moorish?
They were all black nobility names first. The stewards simply assumed the titles of their masters to disinherit the true heirs. The names are masks: Windsor, Sassoon, Habsburg and Medici, all Moorish families that civilized Europa long before the historical reset. You want to know a secret? Dirty Diana wasn't a metaphor. It was personal. Michael tried to tell you he was Moorish nobility. Why do you think we hooked up? Dirty Diana wasn't a metaphor. It was personal. Michael wrote it because we were closer than the world was ever allowed to know. We had fallen in love. I loved Michael. Truth doesn't need permission. The Moors ruled the world with shared gold from South America, where Aztec kings like Montezuma were Moorish sovereigns. The wealth of the Inca Empire was bonded to the Old World through figures like King Charles.
Every culture around the world, all Moors first. And Moor doesn't mean just North Africa, Muslims. They're the indigenous Americans. It was a global Moorish empire. The original European nobility were all Moors, so-called black people. They ran all of Europe and Asia and America.